Hey guys, it's luckily ASMR, and today's video will be a duet of sorts with my girlfriend. She's gonna introduce herself, and it'll just be a ramble. So hopefully you guys enjoy it. And since we're doing a duet in a way, I hope the difference between my voice and hers will be pretty nice. So go ahead.
Hi guys, my name is Eva and I'm an artist from Serbia, and I met him because we are at the same college. So yeah, that's it from me for now.
Yeah, we have a lot of things to talk about in general, but those of you that may have watched my previous video, which was in Serbian, may have noticed that I was really chill, and I was really chill because I was really annoyed, and I was really annoyed and tired because of university and college and stuff, and she has just as much hate for the college and stuff as I do. And at the end of that video, I even talked about how the things that I would tell people that are trying to sign up to our university, because they should know this stuff before they try, for a plethora of reasons.
Yeah, we both hate college and stress and college mostly.
And college causes stress, so yeah.
It's pretty fun.
So, what causes stress in your side of the college?
Well, currently I'm in the process of changing majors on college, so that's pretty stressful itself. And the work I have to do to accomplish what I want is how do I say that?
Stressful.
Stressful and
Overbearing.
overbearing. Yeah, and I pretty much don't have time to do anything because of the work I have to finish. So it's very stressful right now, but I hope it will get better pretty soon. Why are you like this?
I was just saying hi to the viewer.
And what's stressful for you?
Well, in my case, I'm stressed out because I have like 3 jobs of sorts that I have to do. It's not something that I'm particularly that anybody made me do or anything of that sort. But since I myself challenged myself in a way, because I both have university, I have now gotten into the job that I was aiming at. We got into the program like 2 days ago. They told us via email, and yeah, so we know that we're in that, and that's gonna be like half of my entire work day every day for the next 4 months. And besides that, I also have the YouTube channel, which basically 3 times a week takes away like 4 hours of my time, which is almost the entire other half of the day. And in between, I also have university and classes. Actually, university classes and university stuff that is otherwise just something that I have to do, tasks and stuff like that. So it's even more stressful in that sort of annoying way. So yeah, I have a lot on my plate, and it's really annoying. And I even have university on Saturdays now. Thank God I don't have it on Sundays, but still, it's really annoying. And that's what causes me, and what I was most annoyed about, especially last week, because of a particular class which she had to help me with, because I was really I was doing it for the entire week, like literally one class, one homework of sorts that we got. I had to do it for like 4 or 3 days in a row, different stuff because it was literally massive. It had like 10 different things that I had to answer, plus an essay, plus a review of a film, and two mind maps. And she did the film review for me because I was just like, nope, I'm not doing this. Just do it for me, please. I can't. So yeah, and that is why today's video, Saturday's video came out on Saturday instead of Friday. I just messed that up, but okay, never mind. But yeah.
So yeah, I spent about an hour and a half last night finishing his homework because it's so annoying to answer all those questions. It's like some survey stuff, but for teaching school, so
It's like I wanted this class because the class is about like being a professor, but I thought it was about using art when you're a professor, but it ends up it's how to become and be a good art professor, which is not what I want to be. So it has no particular use in that case. It does still have like some parts that intertwine, so it's like stuff that is useful in just being a professor is also useful in being an arts professor, but otherwise it's kind of annoying. So yeah.
So yeah, basically he's finishing my homework for next year.
Yeah, because she's also gonna take the class, so yeah, that's gonna be fun.
So much fun. I'm gonna die probably.
Yep.
So yeah.
Something that's been unstressing me in a sense is currently or in general is like the fact that I like renewable stuff, like renewable energy, wind, solar and stuff like that, and in general like nature and preserving nature and stuff. And that has always been awesome to me. But we've had this idea, or should I say I've had this idea, which she didn't like initially, but now she does. And I don't know.
Not true.
I don't know.
Just said I didn't know that you can do that legally.
Oh yeah, it's kind of illegal, kind of, sort of. I'm not sure. Anyway, the idea is to buy seeds, packets of seeds for like trees, especially trees that can like grow in any environment. That we would go around the green areas in the city and just put them in the ground and like I forgot what we said. You plant the seed, and of course we wouldn't do this on like in public places. We won't go to a park and do this. Parks already have trees and stuff like that, or like small areas next to roads or something like that. We'd do it in like there's where she lives. There's like a giant meadow in which there was like 0 trees. There's like a river going, or like a small what's it called? It's not a river. It's
a swamp. Something.
It's
like
a swamp
that.
thing. Something. I'm not even sure what it is. It's a body of water, and there's a lot of trees next to that. But otherwise, there's just like a giant meadow with nothing in it. So I just thought I could put it there, or like in between houses, not houses but buildings, because there's also like a giant area where it's a green area, and there's just like trails there and nothing else. There's like a few bushes and that's about it. So I wanted to plant a few trees, and it might be a bit illegal because it's not my area to use, but I kind of don't care because if it's illegal to want to breathe normal air, then they can bite me, literally bite me.
Yeah, our country is popular these days because of all of the pollution and smoke, because of some random fires they're setting up, and it's just unlivable right now in most big cities in Serbia. So we are kind of thinking that we have to make some changes ourselves because
Nobody else is gonna do it.
government just doesn't care.
Like, we know that big corporations and stuff like that are to blame for most of the pollution that's happening, but since countries and other companies and stuff like that aren't doing anything about it, it's kind of up to us to do this type of stuff. And like, I hope that people that watch this video also use the same idea that I have, because like a packet of, like, I don't remember how many seeds it was like 50 seeds, was like 10 cents here, which is like really actually it wasn't 10 cents, it was $1, around $1, but it's still really a really small price. And especially for stuff like trees, like one tree is really useful. Just one tree is awesome. So yeah, just planting one tree can is both gonna make you proud in a way, because you're gonna be growing something that you made yourself in a sense. And yeah, that's really awesome.
Yeah. So we want the healthy environment. Environment doesn't want us to live healthy environment. So if you hear this, you should change some things before
We die.
before we all die. Yeah.
And no, global warming is not a myth. Like, learn something. Like, go watch any or read any scientific paper or a video explaining it, because it's really simple. A really simple concept, really.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Because our summers are so hot. I literally can't survive any hot day because I just like it when it's cold and something. But our summers and almost the whole year is so hot, and the climate is so messed up. So yeah.
She has it even worse because she's not from Novi Sad, where it's at a lower altitude, so it's a lot warmer anyway. She's always lived at a higher altitude, like south of Serbia, in the south of Serbia. So it's definitely a different experience.
Southwest, but yeah.
Yeah, southwest, but still, it's near mountains and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's a different experience.
But guys, we want to talk about some happy stuff too, not just depressing.
Yeah, we're not
dark
depressed.
stuff.
We probably should have started with the happy stuff.
Yeah, I think so too. So you know that Halloween is coming, so we wanted to talk about our excitement for Halloween. Look at me, I even prepared this. But that will be for the next video, so you can take it.
It's a teaser for like, in general, I'll be doing videos next week that will be about Halloween. It'll be Halloween themed videos, you guys will see. And the final video of those, which will be on Saturday instead of Friday, will be with her again. And it'll be sort of a cosplay, I guess. Not a cosplay, it's just a masquerade.
Yeah, it's just costumes.
Yeah, and we'll be doing some other stuff, so stay tuned for that in any case. But yeah, it's both that I'll be doing that the entire next week, because it's like a Halloween week, and it's also on Saturday because Saturday is Halloween, or Sunday or whatever day it is, and not Friday. So I just wanted to do it that day. And other than that, we've also been planning. What?
What were we playing? About the party.
Yes.
Fine. We were planning to have some Halloween party with his class because my class sucks.
You've only just met your class. I mean, her new class. That's a whole nother story, though.
I don't want to talk about it. So they kinda suck, but his class is so much fun, and we already had a party about 2 weeks ago. So we want to do some kind of
Repeat.
and it will be Halloween themed. So there will be costumes and Halloween stuff like candies and Halloween games. I want to make especially movies. Like I have this tradition when I just spend any Halloween rewatching some Halloween classics like Hocus Pocus or Caroline or something like Coraline. It's pretty fun every year for me. I don't know. What about you?
I'm usually not a fan of Halloween. Not in the sense that I don't like Halloween, but because we're in a Orthodox, I think it's called Orthodox, in an Orthodox country, we never celebrated Halloween. We've only heard about it from like TV and stuff, so we never had anything in particular about Halloween. I like the concept of Halloween, like scary stuff. I like horror movies and stuff like that.
And aesthetics.
And the aesthetic is pretty nice. But other than that, I've never been that into it. This year I wanted to do more of it because both we started like experiencing it together. We started buying stuff like the hat and other costume related stuff. And in general, I just had the situation where I could finally do something for myself instead of relying on my parents or something similar. So it ended up in that sort of way. But in general, I think Halloween is a fine thing, though I'd prefer if Halloween was actually scary and not the like kids scary that it usually is. And I for one do not enjoy Halloween films or Christmas films or any films that are particularly catered towards a certain like festivity, because those are always annoying. Those are literally always annoying. I've never watched a good festive movie unless it's only slightly connected, like that thing with the guy, the bride, and
The Corpse Bride.
yeah, I think it's that, the Corpse Bride. Like that has something to do with Halloween, but it's not like they're going around like Halloween, 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 Halloween. Everybody celebrate Halloween, Halloween. No, it's just like it's undead stuff and it's cool.
But you haven't seen some good stuff like, I mean, The Corpse Bride is brilliant, but you have that movie called Coco. It's about
I've watched a similar movie, and that it's called what is it called?
Nightmare.
No. What's the Spanish name for the Day of the Dead or something like that? Sierra de.
I forgot.
No, I forgot what it's called. Sierra de Muerte or something. I have no idea.
Yeah,
Dia de Muerte or something. I have no idea.
this is the same concept. I mean, some of you probably watched that movie, and it's about that Mexican celebration of death of death. Yeah. So the aesthetics and the story is so touching, and I cried so much. But
I actually might have watched that, but I forgot. I definitely watched something that was like that had the same thematic part, and I really like the Mexican version of like the Day of the Dead because it's cool. Like they use the skeletal painting on their faces and stuff, and that I've always found that to be really interesting, because like Halloween in America is really just like slutty kind of and stupid. They just dress up really weirdly, while in Mexico it's actually something that both looks cool, looks kind of scary, and is in some ways like it respects the ancestors and the dead, and so it's a completely different vibe from what Halloween is.
yeah, but Halloween movies are not like that at all. They are just based on some scary stories. So you have like Hocus Pocus, which will never die in my opinion. That movie is just so good. The Nightmare Before Christmas, for example, is one of my favorites. I forgot how is that one animated movie called. It's about some haunted house and some kids who want to take their ball from it or something, but the house starting attacking them and literally wants to kill them. It's
I think I know that movie. I liked that movie when I was a kid, but I forgot what it's called. If anybody remembers, let us know in the comments, or we might just watch it again.
I will definitely, because I miss it so much.
Yeah.
So yeah.
that's about it for our Halloween plans, in a sense.
Yeah, you will see more of it next week.
Yeah, both next week. Yeah, the entirety of next week will literally be that. So enjoy it.
Be prepared.
Be prepared.
So.
Or you'll get scared. I'm kidding. I wouldn't add a jump scare into an ASMR video. Or would I? I wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Anyway, another thing that we wanted to talk about, in a sense, is her. For her, this video is kind of it's both a debut, in the sense that it's the first time that she's talking in English in a video, and she's not really that confident in her English, and that's what I've always found kind of sad, because she's pretty good at it. She's not perfect. Nobody is. Not. I'm not perfect either. I literally forget half the words that I want to say, and I'm just like the word and my accent sometimes shines through a lot of my words. So, and you guys, you often tell me that you enjoy my accent, while I just try to hide it as much as possible because I don't like it, and I want to speak British English as much as possible. But I'm British, and you know, if I could talk like this all the time, you guys might not even know that I was from Serbia.
I mean, if you were Tom Holland, I would still be with you, but
I know. Yeah. And yeah, but like, let her know in the comments how good her English is, because it's great.
Yeah, I'm pretty shy when my English is brought up, because I've never talked like that, especially with him.
That's the most annoying part. I'm fine if she doesn't talk with other people in English, but she doesn't want to talk in English with me, and I talk in English 90% of the time. So I want her to use English, but she's shy and doesn't want to, and she just doesn't want to talk in English. I'm like, but yeah, you get used to it as you talk more, and I hope that if you guys enjoy this type of video, and she gets to come into more of these videos, that she'll get used to speaking it out loud more, because she wants to make her own kind of channel in a way. So
yeah, but not with talking, because I said earlier,
you're gonna have to.
I'm an artist, so I wanted to make some kind of tutorials for stuff that I like, and that some people might find useful. But I've never really talked English with him, because he's pretty good, and I've learned.
Awesome.
I've learned how to speak like 2 years ago or something, so my English is not that great, and my, how do you say the word, grammar is non-existent, so yeah.
I mean, you can see it sometimes when you miss an A or a D, but like, other than that, it's pretty fine. You know the words, you can say them properly, your pronunciation is fine, and like that's literally it.
Yeah, but I'm not that confident, because I haven't
You haven't taken.
an education I wanted, so.
You haven't had the education that you wanted.
Yeah, you.
No.
You
No, I thought you were gonna say you hadn't taken an English course or a class or something.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say, but nicely. So when I do, I will probably be more confident. But for now, it is what it is. So yeah.
Oh God! Why in my video? Okay. Anyway, and the last thing that we wanted to talk about was something that finished yesterday, which is a K-pop survival show. A lot of you might not care. If you don't care, you can just not listen. If you do want to just hear us ramble, we'd appreciate it. But in general, I have a lot of things to say because I'm annoyed. So yeah, and so the premise of the survival show itself is you had 99 girls, and they had to they battled it out in a sense. They had stages of certain songs and stuff, and to like 4 different stages where some of them had to get eliminated. At the end, there was only 18 girls, and now was the final like episode where the final lineup of the girl group that's gonna be made was decided, and it was 9 girls, and the lineup is just like, I have to say this immediately. Out of the 9 girls, I like 7 of them, 8 actually, but 7 that I really like, and the 8 is like she's fine. The 9 is a situation.
A complete disgrace.
Disgrace. Yeah.
I don't know how to explain that. We kind of hated that one girl.
It's not that we hated her. It's that we hated the fact that that people were overestimating her, and that her fans were.
But they are not actually her fans. They are fans of her brother, who is in famous K-pop group called TXT. You might know
We're
that.
talking about Huening Bai, if anybody watches.
Yeah, so she's, in our opinion, completely untalented, and
It's not that she's untalented. She's 16, and she needs like at least 4 more years of training until she can measure up to a lot of what the other trainees are at.
what I wanted to say is that she's not that good in anything compared to other girls.
Yeah, that is
who are
true.
in the group.
Yeah.
So we were kind of shocked to see that she took
Second place. Second
so
place.
it's not what we expected at all,
And obviously neither did the producers, since they literally gave her no arc. Like in these survival shows, they usually give people like sort of redemption arcs or something where they're like not confident at the beginning and they become confident at the end or something of that sort, or like they're singing bad but then they start singing good. She had literally nothing. She was like, you could see her in performances, but she never stood out in any particular way because she's average at everything. She's an average singer, an average dancer, I guess.
performer. So yeah.
Performer in general. She doesn't have particularly outstanding visuals. She's never gonna wow you through like some move or something that she does. She's just like, it's like when you get outshined by everybody else on the show, it's kind of annoying when it just ends up being her in the final lineup.
Yeah, so it's kind of obvious that the fans of her brother voted for her because it's international voting through some app. So
Plus, a lot of Korean votes are like a lot more, since the voting system works like this. 50% of votes are international, so everything but Korea, and the other 50% is Korean. So this part of the world, which is all the other 194 countries, get like one half, and Korea gets the other half, which gives Korea a lot of power, which is really annoying.
the point is, she is not that good, but the girl who we think is completely amazing, and she's like made to be a leader of some group, is 9th, which is the last place.
And that is partially because of like racism in Korea, because
she's Chinese.
yeah, she's Chinese, and the premise of the entire show was an international group, because there were 33 Korean trainees, 33 Chinese trainees, and 33 Japanese trainees. In the final group, there are 6 Korean trainees and 3 international trainees.
One of them is that Chinese girl.
Yeah, and 2 of them are Japanese.
2 of them are Japanese.
And that Chinese girl was first in literally every episode until the final one. And she was there because she was literally the best of them. She was overall good at everything, literally at everything. And she was always in the center of attention. And everybody could see that. Literally everybody could see that.
I think they let her be in the group just because it will be so unexplainable
Yeah.
if they didn't
there was Kimbora. She was literally the best vocalist on the entire show. She in the last 3 performances, which I watched and she didn't yet, but she's gonna. She gets all of the vocal parts. Literally all of the important vocal parts are hers, or her favorites, which got into the group. But still, like, you have 2 vocalists, and instead of getting the 2 best vocalists into the group, you get 1 great vocalist and 1 vocalist which is like, okay, she's good, but she's never been like a centerpiece in a sense. She wasn't like, she didn't watch the show as much as I did. She watched the performances more than she did the show itself, and so she knows the best performers, while I know everyone. And the thing is, she literally has no idea who the hell the first place is. She has literally no clue who that is, and that just goes to show how stupid it is. Like, from the position 3 to 8, all of them had some reason to be there, because they were either popular, they either had some particular skill, or they were just fan favorites, while the top 2 were just like completely random, like literally so random, because they were at no point in like the conversation of being at the top. And so it's kind of annoying in that sense, and despite the fact that we know that both Mnet, which is the company that makes this show, rigs a lot of its shows, so they literally, like, they had a lawsuit, 3 lawsuits for their previous shows, and the fact that they're shady in general and stuff like that. But like, this is just, it's a whole new level.
It's so frustrating, because we know some great performers or artists, future idols, whatever, who haven't
gotten the
chance to be in the group. But some of them are so special talents, like that girl Shana. She's Japanese. She's an amazing vocal, but she didn't pass.
She has a really unique, like, vocal color. It's completely different from anybody else on the show. It's kind of loud, and it's not screaming, but it's really high pitched.
Yeah.
But it still sounds really nice, and she can pull it off really well. And yet she doesn't get into the group, despite how unique she is.
Yeah.
Like, having somebody that unique in a group just makes the group better. It can't make the group worse. Like,
and
just can't.
having someone like that untalented girl in the group just makes the group.
It makes it both hard for the group, hard for people that like or want to like the group, and in general, like, imagine just having, like, you like, I don't know, BTS or some random group, and you have 1 member that literally does nothing, and like, he's in the MV, he's in everything, but you just ignore his part because you just don't care about it, because it has no impact, it has no visual power, it has no presence, it literally has nothing. And it's not because the girl herself is bad, it's because nobody gave her time to actually get to that point where she might have some of those particular skills, because she literally started training and started being a trainee, or at least got into a company 2 months before the show, and she's 16. And like, there's another girl who is even younger than her, she's like 15, I think, but that girl's already been in a group. She's been a trainee for 5 years or something, and she's really good with her facial expressions are really, really good, and she's younger than Bai, and like, there's that shows exactly the difference between the 2. One has had a chance to grow, debut, and have like an experience that made her into a better performer, while the other was just put on the spot and like, oh, we're gonna add her to the group because
she's the sister of some random popular guy.
Yeah. And it's just so unfair for other people that have had to work so hard and got so far, and in the end it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, because there was this.
I love how you have no idea what I just did.
I know.
Oh, you do.
In the end.
Oh, okay.
Is that like?
It's Linkin Park.
Linkin Park.
Yeah.
I know. There was this pretty awesome girl, in my opinion,
she was pretty good at dancing, and but
Yeah,
but her
she's
presence, you literally couldn't not see her on the stage. That might have partially been because of her colored hair, but just the colored hair initially had that effect. But after that, you just had to know that it was her. It just like she used it properly in a proper way, and then made herself into somebody that you have to notice, even if she doesn't have that set of hair.
yeah, like she was outstanding in every
Performance.
possible way, and in every performance, right? And she is not in the group right now, and that's so frustrating because they lost so many talents
Throughout the show in general, but like,
and they let these girls who we don't even know in the group, and like, why would you do that? Like, isn't it obvious that the first place should be someone who is popular and talented, so we know that you make a difference and choose for
yeah.
their talents, not just.
But like, it's not. We're not blaming the show. We're blaming idiots, fans that are idiots, that literally look at a person or like who they were or who they relate to and are like, yeah, we have to get her into the group. Like, what is going through your brain at that point? Like, use your brain a little. Is she good enough to actually get to that, into the group, or is she just somebody's sister? And like, it's like I just don't understand how people use their brain. It's been a similar situation in other Korean survival shows where a person gets into a group despite her not being particularly talented in anything, like in Eyes One, for example, which I stand. And the person I'm talking about is Hyewon, and even she was she wasn't a long time trainee, but she was still okay. She was okay at everything, and she had some experience. And the only problem with her was that she had literally no facial expressions. Like, her facial expressions were identical at all times. Imagine me talking and always talking like this, and never changing that. That is the watch.
Imagine us making a joke and be like,
Yeah,
I mean,
and just not like. And in that situation, she grew into something better. Thankfully, though, I did still ignore her, kind of. But she was. That's why I said it happened in that situation too. But this situation is much worse than that time, because that time she wasn't second, and the reasoning behind her getting in wasn't the fact that Koreans were massively voting for her or anything. It was just the fact that people liked her for her either variety or for her personality or something. But in this situation, she wasn't even shown enough for you to know her personality. That's the thing. Like, you literally couldn't know her personality if you tried. So it's just annoying. Like, I know we're just ranting at this point and maybe hating on somebody a bit, but like,
I am hating because
yeah,
it's obvious that she's in the group just because she's the sister of that guy.
yeah, and it's just annoying. Yeah,
I hate it because
there's a word for that, but I always forget it.
I don't know, but that's being popular or rich privilege. Like, that's the thing in politics, in social groups, or anything really. And it's so frustrating because you can be the most shitty person and you will still be popular, and you will get your way just because. So
I mean, it would annoy anyone, because getting that level of privilege is just annoying, and you don't want people to be in that sort of situation. You want to, or if at least you think in a manner of like a person that is fair and wants some sort of equality between people. You want people that show that they're in some way more capable than others to succeed, rather than succeed because your father was rich or your brother was famous or something like that. Like, it's just like that.
it's not fair, and
Yeah.
it's really frustrating for us who we don't worship those things, like being rich or being popular or something. We're just like, we will appreciate you if you're a nice person and you're
a sense that you're like going through some sort of like experience that has made you better than you were before. That is particularly something that will get you a lot of attention. But I think we've talked about this too much in any case. But
yeah, but I just have to make that parallel,
yeah.
because that girl I liked from that show, she's really awesome. I really can't describe. I liked her from the moment I saw her first performance. So she was pretty outstanding in that way, and she is in the group right now. So I'm happy for that, really, because I was really worried that she wouldn't get into the group because of that voting stuff and everything. But yeah, so she tried really hard to be where she is, and she is now. So that's what matters, kinda. So I can be happy for that. But beside that,
We can be happy for like 7 out of 9 members, but and it's still not like an ideal situation that we thought of as like an ideal group for us. We can be happy for them, but it doesn't mean we're gonna be happy with the complete. I don't even know how to call that, like a. It's like somebody just. I can't swear, so I can't say it. Anyway, that's about it. Thank you for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. And leave a comment on your thoughts and a like if you enjoyed it too. And subscribe if you want similar content like this, of course.
and if you don't want to see me ever again in any of his videos, just say so. I won't appear anymore.
She'll just disappear.
I'll just
But yeah, hopefully you guys didn't mind our rant here, because like it's just something that was on our minds currently. And that's about it. And we will see you guys in my next video, and her in whenever the hell she comes back. That's about it. So see you in the next videos. Luckily ASMR out.